I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
You're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too.
The ongoing feud between Elon Musk, Whoopi Goldberg, and The View has emerged as one of the most unusual and polarizing stories in recent memory. On one side is Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur renowned for his groundbreaking ventures in electric vehicles, space exploration, and artificial intelligence. On the other side is Goldberg, the celebrated actress and outspoken co-host of The View. At the center of the controversy is an $80 million defamation lawsuit Musk filed in response to comments Goldberg made during a particularly heated episode of the talk show. Though the situation is infused with a layer of absurdity, featuring accusations, sharp retorts, and even a bizarre reference to a mischievous cat, it raises significant issues about media accountability, the limits of free speech, and the responsibilities of public figures in shaping narratives. The dispute began during an episode of The View where Goldberg and her co-hosts delved into a discussion involving Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. What started as a typical political debate quickly took a sharp turn when Goldberg suggested that Musk and Vance were allegedly involved in a covert plan to manipulate governmental power if Trump were ever removed from office. This speculative claim provoked an immediate and forceful response from Musk's legal team, who labeled the remarks baseless and defamatory. Musk, known for his sharp tongue and willingness to confront critics head-on, wasted no time in filing a defamation lawsuit against Goldberg and The View, alleging slander and intentional dissemination of false information. The $80 million figure attached to the lawsuit underscored the seriousness with which Musk viewed the situation. According to Musk's lawsuit, Goldberg's remarks were not only unfounded but also reckless, especially in today's highly charged political climate. His legal team contends that these statements could harm Musk's reputation and stoke unwarranted public suspicion, particularly given his significant influence in business and technology. What made the situation even more bizarre was Goldberg's initial defense. She claimed that her remarks were less about political conspiracy and more about her cat, a self-described stair ninja that frequently attempts to trip her on the staircase. The comparison was as confusing as it was surreal, leaving many viewers and commentators bewildered. Critics seized on Goldberg's cat analogy, ridiculing it as a desperate and implausible attempt to evade accountability. Social media platforms were inundated with reactions, with hashtags like #SupportElon and #CancelTheView trending across various platforms. Supporters of Musk praised him for holding media figures accountable, framing him as a champion against sensationalism. Conversely, others accused him of overreacting and leveraging his immense wealth to intimidate a talk show host. The polarized reactions underscored the contentious nature of the case, sparking broader debates about free speech, media ethics, and the dynamics of power in public discourse. Adding fuel to the fire, Joe Rogan weighed in with his trademark unfiltered commentary. During an episode of his popular podcast, Rogan criticized Goldberg and The View, accusing the show of blatant hypocrisy. He pointed out that Trump was once warmly welcomed as a guest on the program, receiving applause and smiles from the same hosts who later vilified him as a political pariah. Rogan argued that this shift was driven by political opportunism rather than genuine principles, a sentiment that resonated with his massive audience. He went further, mocking the collective intelligence of the show's hosts and describing The View as a source of sensationalist content designed to provoke outrage. While Rogan's remarks were harsh, they tapped into a growing frustration with what many perceive as a lack of integrity in mainstream media. The stakes of Musk's lawsuit extend far beyond this specific case. If successful, it could set a precedent for how media outlets and talk shows handle controversial topics involving prominent figures. A victory for Musk could encourage greater accountability and caution in media commentary, potentially reshaping the landscape of public discourse. However, critics warned that such an outcome might have unintended consequences, including a chilling effect on free speech. Hosts and commentators may become hesitant to address provocative or sensitive subjects, fearing the potential for costly legal battles. Musk's relationship with the media adds another layer of complexity to this case. While he has often been celebrated as a visionary and disruptor, his outspoken nature and frequent clashes with journalists have made him a polarizing figure. By suing The View, Musk appears to be making a broader statement, not just about defending his reputation but also about challenging a media culture he sees as increasingly dominated by misinformation and sensationalism. Whether this lawsuit is a calculated move to hold media figures accountable or a reaction to personal offense, it has undeniably sparked a significant conversation about the role of media in shaping public perceptions. Goldberg's response to the lawsuit has drawn mixed reactions. While some viewers appreciate her humor and candidness, others see her remarks and subsequent defense as tone-deaf and irresponsible. Her invocation of her cat in the context of a defamation case struck many as trivializing the seriousness of the accusations. Social media users were quick to lampoon her explanation, generating an avalanche of memes and jokes. Rogan, true to form, dismissed Goldberg's defense outright, arguing that invoking a pet in such a high-stakes situation undermined both her credibility and the gravity of the issue at hand. The case also raises critical questions about the role and responsibilities of talk shows in the modern media ecosystem. Programs like The View occupy a unique space, blending entertainment and commentary. Should they be held to the same journalistic standards as traditional news outlets? Is it fair to sue over off-the-cuff remarks made during a heated discussion? And what does this case mean for the future of media accountability in an era where public figures wield unprecedented influence over narratives? These are complex and multifaceted issues with no easy answers, but they are central to the broader implications of Musk's legal challenge. For Musk supporters, the lawsuit represents a much-needed pushback against reckless media practices. They view him as a champion of accountability in an industry that often prioritizes clicks and controversy over accuracy and fairness. Critics, however, argue that Musk's wealth gives him an outsized advantage in pursuing lawsuits, raising concerns about the potential for such actions to stifle smaller platforms or individuals who lack the resources to defend themselves. The tension between these perspectives reflects the broader cultural divide. As the case progresses, the stakes remain high for both parties. A victory for Musk would not only bolster his reputation but also reinforce his image as a disruptor willing to challenge established norms. For Goldberg and The View, a loss could damage their credibility and potentially lead to changes in how they approach controversial topics. Regardless of the outcome, the lawsuit has already made waves, forcing a reckoning about the responsibilities and limits of media commentary. The controversy also serves as a microcosm of the polarized nature of contemporary discourse. Supporters of Musk argue that media figures should face consequences for reckless or harmful statements, while critics caution against creating a legal environment that might stifle open dialogue. The case has become a lightning rod for these broader societal tensions, highlighting the challenges of navigating accountability and free expression in an era defined by heightened polarization. Meanwhile, Rogan has continued to fan the flames, using his platform to critique what he perceives as the hypocrisy and sensationalism of mainstream media. His commentary has kept the conversation alive, ensuring that the case remains a focal point of public discussion. Whether one agrees with Rogan's perspective or not, his involvement underscores the depth of frustration with the media and the demand for greater accountability. As this legal battle unfolds, it's clear that it is about far more than a single episode of The View. It represents a broader struggle over the power dynamics between public figures and the media, the responsibilities of those who shape public opinion, and the boundaries of free speech in an increasingly contentious landscape. Musk's decision to take legal action has forced these issues into the spotlight, igniting a debate that will likely have lasting repercussions. The outcome of this case will have far-reaching implications for the media landscape. It could redefine how talk shows balance entertainment and accountability, as well as how public figures assert their rights in the face of controversy. As the drama continues to unfold, it serves as a powerful reminder of the complex interplay between influence, responsibility, and the evolving nature of communication in the modern era. Stay tuned for updates on this developing story, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay informed. This is one saga that promises more twists and turns, and we'll be here to bring you every detail as it happens.